Are you live? Are you recording?
We're recording.
We're recording.
Oh, yeah.
GeekRadioDaily.com, Twitch.com.
That's GeekRadioDaily.com. Fuck it, he can plug them. I support him on Patreon.
Don't worry, I
You're
am
one of the
counting.
4?
Yeah.
I'm one of the 4 as well, and I'm part of the damn crew.
So that's a
I
50%.
can't
Now
see
we
what
know.
that says.
Katie went to the bar.
Cool. So, hi.
Hi.
Welcome back to Book Babble.
We have a live studio audience. Aren't they fantastic?
That I have to wake up.
Well,
I'm your host, John Hartness. They're getting so much better about that, though. And joining me, as always, is our co-host, Melissa McArthur. I hate you all. And joining us tonight, live from the Double Trouble Inn in Williamsburg, Virginia, at MarsCon 2020 in front of a live studio audience. And if you want to see more of our live studio audience that you've seen absolutely nothing of yet, check out Farpoint Convention. And you can go find out more about Farpoint Con at...
FarPointCon.com.
All right.
Farpointcon.com.
That's a lot of words that sound alike. So,
farpointcon.com.
so we will try to put that, we'll try to put a link to that in the description so you can check out our live studio audience, live and in person, because Falstaff Books author Keith DeCandido is going to be a guest at this year's Farpoint Con. So,
And every year.
Yay.
Every year.
I'm not trying to sell them on next year's Farpoint Con. So joining us tonight, live from the bar, thank you for keeping your sporin down, is Jim McDonald, Jim Nettles.
Who are you today?
We'll go with Nettles. We'll just admit who I am.
All right. So Jim, what's up, man? What's new? What's going on? You got hardcovers yet?
We will have hardcovers out for Business Essentials for Writers. It'll be available in about 4 weeks.
So available by the time you see this, you can
Yeah.
check out Jim's new book, Business Essentials for Authors. So what's that book about?
Book is about, it's basically business fundamentals, and it's designed specifically to the writing and publishing industry. The history of this started out as, because I do a lot of business and tech consulting, I've worked in small business most of my life. People came and asked questions. We've had a lot of conversations. And so people come, ask questions, I'd give an answer, and they look at me funny and go, that sounded really fun, really important, I have no idea what the hell you just said. So
I have done that to
Isn't
you
that
many
most
times.
games?
In stereo? Really?
We've been sitting here recording for like 3 hours, bro.
Oh, well. But anyway, it goes through the 5 pillars of business, walks you through all of it. It is both very practical and actionable stuff, as well as some mindset, a little bit of fun, and a little bit of snark.
And it has
A
a great
little bit.
cover.
And it has a great cover artist. Absolutely fantastic,
It's fine.
as well as being one of the 2 main editors for it.
Yep.
So, yes.
So where can people buy this book?
You can get it on Amazon. You'll be able to come get it at Barnes & Noble, all the usual suspects. And as well as if you want to come through authoressentials.net, you'll be able to come get the book from there as well and learn more about authors, services, all the kind of fun stuff we're doing there too. And if you want to learn more about trying to get and become a published author, somebody, I'm trying to remember who it was, taught a Path to Publication workshop.
Who would do something like that?
No
so yes,
idea.
you
He
can
had
go to
really
authoressentials.net and listen to me yammer about how to get a book published and how to choose how you're publishing your book.
And your
So,
hair was extremely purple.
It
and it
was.
matched your shirt.
That's true.
Extremely purple. But yeah, so that's kind of the latest thing is the hardback's coming. My latest fiction that just came out was The Krampus Claus, a fun little Christmas horror.
Oh, that had a great cover too.
That had a fantastic cover.
It was fine.
I'll let you beat him later.
That's also fine. So the other thing we do here on Book Babble is we get writers to tell us about either a book they've read recently that they love or a book that inspired them. So pick one, do one.
So if I talk about ones that I love, things that have really inspired me, I'm actually going to go with two things I've hit very recently because they both complement each other very well. And it
That
is
would be compliment with an E.
complement with an E.
All spellings of compliment have at least one E.
Without the I.
Oh, okay.
Where's
Fair enough.
where's the Oxford comma?
Up your ass. Tell us about a book.
So, anyway, the two books. The first one I'm going to talk about is going to be Michael G. Williams' A Fall in Autumn.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the chill bump book.
Yes. In terms of books I've read, and I remember when I first saw the cover, it was we talked about the fact
I did that cover too.
about how much it
It's
felt
really good.
in terms of science fiction and things that I've looked at and read. When I first started trying to read it the first couple of times, I had to reboot on it because the language is so beautiful and so strong. And when you've been reading some of the other stuff that I've been reading, it was one of those things I had to be in the right space at the right time.
Yeah.
But when you go into it, the noir, the language actually made me feel as a writer completely and totally incompetent.
Yeah.
Me too.
And so the other one of those is Richard Cadry's The Grand Arc,
Yeah.
God, the cover for that is gorgeous.
which is a
I
fantastic.
did not do that cover, but gosh, it's fantastic.
And I read those two books back to back.
Oh, Jesus. If I did that, I wouldn't write a word for a year.
Yeah, no kidding. And both of them had very similar harmonies and themes. And so looking at the language was very inspirational in terms of as dark as both themes can get, there's also an extreme undercurrent of hope in both of those as well.
Yeah.
By the time you get to the end. And it comes out very differently, but the currents and the themes of both of those, and both of those are one of those things that makes me want to step up my game as a writer.
Cool. And you can pick up A Fall in Autumn from falstaffbooks.com or at Amazon in ebook or wherever paperbacks are sold. And you can pick up The Grand Dark by Richard Cadry anywhere books are sold. And I highly recommend both of them. I think they're
absolutely.
both just fantastic authors and fantastic humans.
Absolutely.
So, because, it'd be nice to support good people as opposed to just, me. You feel free to support me too.
Yeah, well, I'll take some too.
Yeah. All right. So where can people find you and Business Essentials for Authors and all of your jazz?
So I've made it kind of easy. If you want to find me, go to jamespnettles.com. That is JAMESPNETTLES.com.
Like the thing that you grab.
Like the thing that you grab, not that thing, the other thing.
Yeah.
The nettles, not the P.
Yeah,
Right, the nettles, not the dick.
yeah.
Okay.
And that can take you to my Jim McDonald website. That'll get you there for the fiction me.
I don't know who you are today.
Yeah, I never know who I am.
Try emailing them.
I know, right?
I only have 47 emails.
Yeah, and I've only gotten email from 44 of them.
That's almost as many books as we published last year.
Yeah, well,
Almost.
Almost.
You can also come to authoressentials.net or authoressentialsworkshops.com. Both of those will lead you to my business book. They'll lead you to some of our other product services. Author Essentials is now fully blown into author services as well as author education.
What do you mean when you say author services? What are you talking about specifically?
So one of the big pet peeves I have, and I know you have as well, is the definition of publishing these days.
There may or may not be a couple of videos on this very channel about me swearing profusely about that very thing.
So one of the things that has come and hit me very hard, we've talked about this a lot over the years, is vanity publishing. People that are faking being publishers and presses, when really all they are is an overly expensive author services company ripping off their people, ripping off their authors.
And taking a piece of the money forever.
And taking a piece of the money forever, if not even the intellectual property rights for something that they've paid for.
So in addition to charging these authors 3 to 5 times what they should be spending on their services, they're also then taking a big chunk of the royalties.
Right.
Not even good services.
True, they're also half-assing it.
Exactly.
If that much. Usually
good
it's
day.
more like 8-ass.
And I started some of this up because of the number of people that were coming to me going, been screwed by this, we've got this question, or even just people coming to me going, okay, we know you know people, how can we get a book edited? How can we get this stuff done and not be paying a fortune? So originally Author Essentials was designed primarily to be an education company. We wanted to publish books, workshops, do retreats, all these sorts of things around teaching authors and creatives how to make a living, or at least make money from writing books, doing the fun stuff. Because, you know, we know a lot of authors that are embarrassed or afraid to say, oh, by the way, I feel bad about charging 99 cents for my book that I worked on for 6 months.
Yeah.
And Amazon is a big part of that key. Amazon has programmed both readers and authors. Your work is not worth a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And so readers are expecting to get Big Five publisher quality that they're not willing to pay for, and expecting the authors basically to do that work, pay for it, and get it out to them for free. And so one of my big drivers that I've done in the creative space is to try to teach people, A, it's okay to make money from the work you're doing. If you're giving somebody a pleasurable experience, if somebody reads a book that changes their life, is that not worth at least as much as going over to damn Starbucks?
Cool.
So that's where we came in. So Author Services is about everything you need to do to get a book published, that you get to own the rights, you get to do the work, and we teach you also how to understand the process. And you get to have a team of people that know what the hell they're doing, that aren't going to rip you off, and that yet have expertise in the publishing industry.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you, Jim.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you, studio audience.
I don't know. Thanks, studio audience. And again, that was, what was it? FirePointCon.com. Damn, I got it right twice in a day.
Good job.
You are indeed a stopped clock.
Yeah, well.
Bye.
Bye.